everything that's burning, the vegetation, homes, cars, everything, all of that thick black smoke is sending all of those contaminants out into the air, and some of it is settling down into the water supply. Now, the area of Pacific Palisades and Mandeville Canyon and even parts of Malibu had been under a boil water order by the LADWP. There was some concern that the water that was coming out of taps in the communities of Pacific Palisades or the Mandeville Canyon area, for people that were still there or using the water, needed to be boiled in order to be safely consumed. The LADWP has issued a news release saying that they are now deepening that warning to say, do not drink the water at all. Boiling will not make it safe. Now, this came, apparently they made this decision yesterday and have issued this news release. Do not drink the tap water in Pacific Palisades, which is zip code 90272, and the adjacent communities in the LADWP service area north of San Vicente. I'm going to show you on a map where that is in just a second. But they said this notice updates the boil water notice that was issued back on January 8th, earlier this week. This notice now due to the potential for fire-related contaminants, including benzene and other volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, may have entered the water system. As a precaution, LADWP is providing this do not drink notice for tap water. Now, they understand that some people may still need to use the water, even if they're not drinking it, to bathe or to clean things. And they say due to these VOCs, or volatile organic compounds, that are now in the water supply, when that water gets hot, like if you're using it to boil something or take a shower or do something, those volatile compounds can vaporize and become airborne, which means then you could breathe them in. So as a consequence, they say limit the use of hot water if you're in the 90272 zip code. Limit your shower time and bathing time. If you're using a dishwasher to wash dishes, use the air dry setting, not the heating setting. Wash your clothes in cold water if you can. If your clothes dryer does not vent outside, avoid using it, because you can get that ventilation in your house with those volatile organic compounds in your air in your home. Do not use hot tubs or swimming pools that have recently been filled with this tap water, or even if they've been out in the air recently, and use proper ventilation when using hot water indoors. Now, we're seeing this news release all for the first time here. It says do not cook with the tap water. Use only bottled water. Bottled water should be used for all drinking, including making any baby formula or juice, and brushing teeth, washing dishes, making ice, and food preparation until further notice. Bottled water only. Do not try to treat the tap water yourself. It says boiling, freezing, filtering, or adding chlorine or disinfectants, or simply letting the water stand and hoping that things will settle down to the bottom. It will not make the water safe. Now, this affects consumers in the 90272 and adjacent communities north of San Vicente Boulevard. I'm going to show you on the map where that is. This is the United States Postal Service zip code area locator. 90272 is here in the center of your screen, like this, and San Vicente Boulevard is here, right here. So they're talking about communities to the north. So this is basically within the fire footprint here. I mean, this right here, this is Palisades Drive. We know that the fire started right about here sometime on Tuesday, but all of this has pretty much been in the fire footprint for the last couple of days. But certainly, if there is anybody north of San Vicente that is still in their homes, this is San Vicente right here. So these, there's a large amount of destruction here, probably no one using any water in this area, but there certainly are homes here and all along here. These people need to be aware that their tap water may not be safe to consume, and they need to do using only bottled water for the time being as the LADWP seeks to fix this problem. And I'll tell you, Jamie and Rudabeh, one of the things that cause one of these problems is the Santa Ynez Reservoir, which is right here in the center of your screen. You see it right there. That actually was a major water source for the area, and being so far into the fire footprint, a lot of the water in that reservoir was contaminated by all those things that went up into the air. And unfortunately, that has probably been a contributing factor to why there is now a really rare do not drink tap water order for the 90272 area code.
Yeah, and you know, Mark, besides that, I'm thinking about, as you're talking about this fire progressing, and we're looking at, from, you know, Barry's live shot before, some of the smoke and all those things, those faulty messages that went out that really bombarded residents' phones multiple times Thursday and Friday. We do want to let people know, as you're watching this, as the firefight continues, that that system has been overhauled. They're trying to ensure the system. It's gone from a county-run platform to a state system. So you really do need to be paying attention. This is a firefight happening now. If you're just tuning in. And as you were talking about the mandatory evacuation, some people did not leave immediately, but as we've seen, this just continues to play out. We also know that FEMA assistance is now available. About 16,000 people have taken advantage of that. That number probably going to go up significantly since there were also issues with that system. I think we are starting to see some of the breakdowns of these systems. There's going to be a lot of questions as we get out of the firefight and look to recovery as to how some of these, broke down. We do have a business disaster loan available now to small businesses, with the Small Business Administration now offering home disaster loans, business disaster loans, and economic injury disaster loans. The Palisades fire, there's some new numbers as well. 3,700 firefighters are on the scene.
From LA City alone.
Yes, from LA City alone, which is incredible. But almost 23,000 acres burned, and we're continuing to see more.